Ho, ho, ho. You are. I know you're Christmassy. Yeah, I know you're Christmas. H. I know you're Christmassy. You are Christmassy, aren't you?
Oh right, I didn't realise it was a question.
Yeah.
Okay.
You are Christmassy, aren't you?
Okay. Yes.
No, but I could see you like doing the whole Santa thing, the old chestnuts on the fire.
Who's doing? Don't make me start again.
No, I'm not starting again.
All right, go on. Ask me a question.
No, you are Christmassy, aren't you?
Okay. No. Yes.
Are you?
No. Yes.
What does that mean?
I'm not sure why you started this interview talking about that.
No, just in general, it's 3 days before Christmas, and I can imagine you really going to town.
No, I'm not. But I've got a bit of a holiday now. I've got a bit of time off, so I will be.
Okay. All right. Michael Conlan. Yeah, dominant performance over what we knew was going to be a tough Jason Cunningham.
Yeah, Jason's very tough and deceptively good as well. But an ideal learning fight for Michael, because after 9 pro fights, he hasn't really learned a lot in the fights that he's had. He's been learning in the gym, but this is the first time in a fight, but there's things to take away and improve on and learn from. So essential as part of his development, and we've got to thank Jason for that as well, because he put up a good performance.
Interesting to hear you tell, or not tell, but say to Jason Cunningham that you tried to make the Ryan Burnett fight with Jason. How long ago was that?
Oh, that was before Ryan was British champion, I think. We went to the Commonwealth.
Yeah.
It didn't happen.
10th fight for him now? Or was it his 11th fight? 10th fight. Within the next 12 months, I spoke to him the other day, he said he wants to be kind of in contention for a world title within the next year, right. Which is realistic, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. I'm like me, I'm fight by fight. And go back and look at that, and then look at who the next opponent is and look for improvement. And when I think he's ready, I'll tell him I think he's ready. But for now, there's still building blocks and a lot to work on, which we should be excited about. Enjoy Christmas, enjoy the win, first 10-rounder, and then we'll move on in, I think it's March 17th at Madison Square Garden.
First Southpaw tonight as well?
First Southpaw was a pro, but
as a pro, yeah.
Boxed a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and at times he went back to relying on what he did as an amateur, because when he boxed Southpaw as an amateur, he boxed him Southpaw. And he used that a few times tonight, but I think he used a few different assets of his game that we're working on, and first time, in a 10-round championship fight.
Josh Kelly's here tonight. Obviously, I haven't really spoke to you since Sheffield a couple of weeks ago, but do you want to just sort of touch on that and what happened?
Not a lot to say, really. He was ill, and he felt he was ill a couple of weeks before. He had a vomiting bug a few weeks before. He got over that, and then we finished the training. And the week of the fight, he said he could feel a little something in his throat, and we just stayed on top of it. But I think that then making weight then made it come out, and after the weigh-in, he kind of got progressively worse. Waited until the day of the fight and until the doctor saw him, but he had a fever, and it was pretty obvious what was going to happen. So it's what it is, right? Injury and illness is part of boxing, and that's just part of this story.
Obviously, cynical people suggesting that he just didn't want it.
You want what? The fight? If we didn't want the fight, why did we make it?
No, I don't. I'm not one of them cynical people.
It's
I
like
know,
going shopping, buying something.
No, but I know. But you must have heard from Evanescence's team as well. A few comments.
I've said to you before, I couldn't care less about the opinion of other people. I know what I'm doing. I know what we believe in. We've got a journey, and our journey will continue with Josh Kelly's career. I believe he will be world champion. I think he'll be a significant world champion as well, and that's what we're working towards. And him having to pull out of the fight because he was ill, it was just part of his journey.
Yeah. You're always going to get cynical people, and I just think, literally hours before the fight, I mean, who does that at that level anyway? I mean, it's not really a known thing. I mean, I don't know why it was even suggested that it was anything other than him being ill.
Like I said, I genuinely couldn't care less what people say. If I'm walking down the stairs and a little Yorkshire Terrier runs up to a gate and starts barking at me, I don't get down on all fours and start barking back at him. I just carry on with my walk, and that's what we're doing with this career. People just say what they want. We know, and time will show everything.
But that fight to be rescheduled for some point next year?
Apparently it's been rescheduled, and we're looking at the date.
Okay. So no question, that is the next fight for Josh.
That's what we've said. We've already made the fight. It's just it couldn't happen in Sheffield.
Okay. How are you other than that?
I'm all right. It's been a busy year.
What's been the best thing of 2018 for you?
Really? I haven't had time to reflect. I've literally just taken Michael's gloves off, so I'm just finishing off work and looking forward to having 3 weeks off. I don't know. I loved Canelo's performance in the second fight against Golovkin. I loved that. And I also loved Lomachenko's performance against Pedraza last time out. I thought Pedraza boxed beautifully. He did what you're supposed to do with Lomachenko. It's just that Lomachenko's the best at that. And I thought that was a great performance by him as well. So I enjoyed watching those outside of my fight, obviously.
Was Tyson Fury a highlight of your year?
I think it was a highlight of his year, a highlight of a lot of people's years. It was an interesting fight to watch. I wouldn't say it was the type of fight you'd go back and watch again because there wasn't necessarily a lot of action. It was more of a tense affair. But I think that Tyson exposed some limitations in Deontay's game, and I think around midway of the fight, Tyson realised that Deontay didn't have an answer for the things that he was doing. Yes, he got caught by a couple of big shots and got dropped a couple of times, but on the whole, like I scored the fight and I scored it for 2 rounds for Tyson, round by round. Even if I didn't score it right, but round by round, if you look at the fight as a whole, I felt like Deontay needed that stoppage in the last round anyway. And I do think that Tyson will get back from that because realistically, the fight was probably a bit too soon for him in terms of his comeback and his fighting rehabilitation. And so I think if they fight again, he'll be better. And Deontay's got to prove whether he can up his game.
Do you expect the rematch to happen next, or do you expect kind of...
I suspect that probably Eddie and Joshua are clambering for Deontay now because I think they believe that Tyson has shown vulnerabilities that they want to now try and take advantage of.
Has he shown vulnerabilities?
I think he's shown Tyson showed some vulnerabilities and Tyson's style showed them. Whether AJ's style will show those same vulnerabilities or not, time will tell.
Good to see Billy Joe Saunders back in action tonight.
Yeah.
Obviously, opponent-wise, it was always going to be what it is. He's been out the ring for over a year now, so we need him. Oh yeah, it's been over a year and 2 weeks or a week since he fought Lemieux in Canada last year. So, but yeah, we need Billy Joe back on the middleweight scene.
Yeah, I was relieved to see that he was fighting because if he stayed out too long with the bad habits that Billy Joe's shown in the past, it would be easy to see that he might just fade and not get himself back to where he was. But I think being in the gym with Dominic Ingle and the fighters that they've got in there now and the buzz they've got in that stable, I think he's found a place that he belongs, and I expect to see him get back better.
It's a bit of an irrelevant question now because by the time this goes out, this would already have happened. But Chisora and Whyte tonight?
I thought Derek won the first fight by a point. It was really close. But I thought at the time Derek won it by 1, possibly 2 rounds. And I think tonight's fight would be probably a better affair of the first one. Because I thought that Derek won the first fight, I'm going to say that I think Derek will win tonight. But it really is a close one.
Tell me 2 things in boxing that's aggravated you this year.
Aggravated?
Yeah.
Or as in annoyed or just got me down?
Aggravated, annoyed, left a bitter taste in your mouth.
That's a really strange question. You've never asked me a question.
No, what's aggravated you this year? Give me a couple of things that have... Or just one thing that's aggravated you.
I'm trying to think.
In boxing, come on.
You're ringing me, man. I'm trying to think. I can't think of anything. Your fucking questions. How about that? There you go. Oh no, people can't see your wounded face. I just said that because you're in front of me.
Nothing's aggravated you.
Has been warming up for 3.5 hours.
I know, afloat. Life of a float. There must be something. You're always opinionated on the dark side of boxing. You are the Dark Lord after all. See what I did there? Come on, just give me a negative from the year.
No, I'm going to give you a positive.
Go on then.
I don't think boxing in this country has ever been as big as it is at the moment. and I don't think it will ever be bigger than it is at the moment. The fact that you've got 2 genuine pay-per-view events on the same night, and it had to be that because the rest of the year was saturated with such great events that we've had. Why would you be the type of person to try and look for a negative when we're involved in boxing at a time when
I'm
it's
not
flying,
looking for a negative.
You are. It's flying higher than it ever has been before, and you're asking me what I don't like or what's irritated me. Nothing's irritated me.
We did half an hour on drug testing like 6 months ago. So that's a negative straight away that I thought you would have come out with. What?
I guess I'm a glass half full type of guy, and you're a glass
Tonight you're a fool.
Half full.
You're a fool. All right.
You're glad with that. You're glad that you got that insult in, aren't you?
No, it wasn't an insult. We're getting everyone tonight, and everyone's done it, to do one verse of a Christmas Carol. One verse.
And everyone's done it.
One person didn't do it, but I'm not going to tell you who it is.
Okay.
Well, I didn't expect him to do it.
Okay. Do you expect me to do it?
Not really, but just to show people you're not the Grinch, even though you're dressed in green. One verse. Just to show people that side that I know.
Come with me. What side do you know? Don't go making me look like a normal, decent human being. Keep the awkward, hateful relationship.
Oh, wank that, keep walking.
Right, he wants a verse of a Christmas Carol.
Okay.
But you have to contribute to
I'll
this as well.
join in, but I'm not riding solo on this one.
What we're going for?
We'll just go for the regular. Fairy tale.
He loves it.
Sorry, Andy, come in.
Fairy tale New York, no?
Do you know the words to it?
Yeah.
Do you know the words to it?
No.
Christmas Eve, babe.
I don't know.
In the drunk times, an old man said to me, won't see another one.
Oh, come on. One that you know, or one that both know.
One that you know.
This was your question, come on. What one do you know?
I wish it could be Christmas every day.
Hey. What are you doing?
Looking up the lyrics.
This camera is staying on until he recites.
Shazam these lyrics. I might just waste his battery then. I don't want to do work. I'm working for the
One verse, it's for the kids. It's for the kids. Adam, I'm not gonna. Adam, you're gonna have to do this. One verse.
Well, if you have a plug, yeah.
I've got the plug. I've got
Adam,
the
you
lead.
can say it was Christmas Eve, babe.
I've got the lead.
It was Christmas Eve, babe.
Nah, no.
Now go. In the babe.
It was Christmas Eve, babe.
Sorry, but he says it in an Irish kind of accent. Say it in an Irish accent.
It's Christmas Eve, babe.
That's terrible. That one's Scottish.
I know one that suits you. What about Wham?
Oh, last Christmas.
Are you actually? Don't fuck with me, boo. Look what I'm Billy. Where you going? Where you going? What? Don't bring a water pistol to a gunfight. Truce?
No, I've got some left.
What have you done? They're not waterproof, these cameras, you know.
Turn it around. Turn it around so they can see it.
Don't.
Come on.
Christmas time, mistletoe and wine, children. It's KUGAN CASSIUS. Out of breath now. For Adam Booth, IFL TV, thank you very much.